Oh. It's early morning, and once again I find myself in a campsite enjoying my morning coffee. I got a couple of weeks vacation and I want to make the best out of it. I don't have any specific plans this time around, only that I will spend most of the time enjoying some of the beautiful mountain roads here in Norway and make the best out of this adventure as I go. I just arrived Olden, and because the weather is still quite poor, there's a lot of clouds still up in the mountains. I really wanted to take the skylift up the mountain in Luan, but the clouds are still blocking the view, so there's quite frankly no point in it. But if this continues, there will probably be much lighter weather later today, so I think I'm gonna take my bike into Brixdal and take a closer look at that, and return to Luan a little bit later today before I continue towards Stryn.
It's time to make myself a cup of coffee and get something to eat. I've been to this part of Norway many times before, and the view seems to impress me just as much every time. I find myself a rest place not far from Luan, where I can enjoy the view and take a closer look at the map. It's still early, so I want to make the most out of the day, so I think I'm going to continue all the way to Geiranger today. I started out today in a little town called Brixdal, heading for Brixdalsbreen. After Brixdalsbreen, I'm heading towards Stryn and up the valley to the old mountain road, going over to Grotli before I continue the trip over to Geiranger, where I'm gonna set camp for tonight. When I reached the top of the mountain road, the weather was coming in bad from the east side of the country, so it was really cloudy and really windy. So putting up my drone or putting up my camera on the side of the road was quite frankly no point. So I just packed down my cameras and continued my trip towards Grotli before I headed towards Geiranger, where I was gonna pitch my tent, make myself something to eat, and riding down all the hairpins towards Geiranger makes me really eager to wake up early tomorrow and get back up again to Dalsnibba and take a look at the beautiful sceneries here. But now I'm just going to continue down to Geiranger Centrum, pitch my tent, make myself something to eat, and maybe get a beer or two at the local pub. I always enjoy making myself a hot meal every time I come to camp. Just settle in the mood at the end of a great day on two wheels. And every time I'm in Geiranger, I try to spend the night at Geiranger camping. That's a really nice camping spot with a lot of scenic places down by the water. And now I'm gonna head over to Geiranger Brygge, get myself a beer or two, enjoy the rest of the evening before I get back to my tent and fall to sleep.
4 more minutes. Morning coffee. Just love that stuff. It's a little bit cold today. It's a cold morning here in Geiranger. Today I'm gonna continue up to Dalsnibba, up Geiranger, all the hairpins, try to get some video of that. I will continue to Dalsnibba, and then I will continue north again towards Trollstigen and Åndalsnes. I really enjoy being on the west coast of Norway again. There's so many beautiful sights and it's so nice roads with hairpins, and yeah, I really love it. So I'm back down in Geiranger again. I had a trip up to Dalsnibba, and I see I spent way too much time up there to be able to do the old Strynefjellsvei. So I found out it's better to just go down to Geiranger and eat myself a lunch, make myself a cup of coffee, and I think I will go down to Gamle Strynefjellsvei later at this trip when I'm going down south again. The weather is crazy bad on the opposite side of the mountain. You can see it when I was up flying my drone at Dalsnebba. You had terrible weather on the east side, but on the west side there was no wind at all. So yeah, we have to save that for a later moment. So now I'm just gonna enjoy my cup of coffee, look at all the tourists that are here on visiting Geiranger.
Well, I'm packing up all my gear and put it back on my bike. We're going to take a closer look at the map. I'm going to continue from Geiranger towards Valdalen, up the valley towards Trollstien viewpoint before I end up at Åndalsnes camping, where I'm going to set camp tonight. When I'm riding up the valley, I see a woman standing next to the road selling strawberries. Valdalen is known for their famous strawberries, and I just had to turn my bike around and get myself some because those are just delicious. It's not often you see strawberries this late in season. Because it's been a really cold summer, they are blooming a little bit later than they normally do. So I just had to stop, get myself a basket with strawberries before I continued my trip.
Den var fantastisk god, det var det.
It's been an absolutely fantastic day on 2 wheels. It's getting a bit late, so getting to camp now was quite nice. So just pitch my tent, enjoy a cup of Jack and Coke to kind of celebrate the day. And now I'm just gonna sit back, enjoy the rest of the daylight before I make myself something to eat and go to bed.
Good morning. Oh, I slept like a baby last night. I went to bed early. I was kind of tired, so before it even got dark, I just fell asleep in the tent. So that means I really need to take a piss. Oh, I'm trying to battle in it. I try not to think too much about it, but yeah, there's no other way. I need to put on some clothes and get to the service building.
You know, there's a speaker system at the toilets. Taking a morning dump to St. Elmo's fire is, yeah. I guess I ruined that song for the overseen future. Well, I guess that's a good point if you want people to relax in the toilets. I'm gonna make myself a cup of coffee, and I think I'm gonna wait out a little bit today because the weather is quite nice. There's still a little bit of clouds, but I hope the sun will shine through. Dry out my tent before I pack it down, before I get going. I'm not quite sure where I'm heading today. Maybe I take a rest day, just exploring Sunndalsora and the areas around.
So I just got a message from a friend of mine called Hestad from Molde. He's offered me to stay there tonight, so I got a little bit of change of plans. I'm gonna skip the skylift here in Sunndalsora, so I'm gonna continue over Aursjøveien today because the weather is so nice, and I'm gonna go just rush all the way from Molde after Sunndalsora, and I'm gonna spend some time with him before I continue my trip tomorrow or the day after. We have to see how the adventure plans out. Now I'm just right outside Vinmonopolet. I need to get myself a new bottle of Jack before I continue my trip towards Aursjøveien.
So I finally reached the beginning of Geiranger, and yeah, the road from Åndalsnes towards here, when you're coming over the mountain down and start out going out with the lake, it's just, you really need to appreciate Norwegian nature to understand how incredible beautiful it is. So Geiranger is in total of 64 kilometers long, I think. It's a gravel mountain road. The road isn't that long, but if you appreciate the road coming out here and over the mountain and out to Sunndalsora again, yeah, it's just amazing. So now I need to just change my batteries on my drone and be ready for yeah, what lies ahead. There's some really nice views up here.
Today I'm here in Molde. I'm not gonna do too much riding today. I was so lucky I was invited by my friend Hestad to stay at his place yesterday. Today I'm gonna make something in his garage. I'm not sure what we're gonna do yet, but yeah, it's always nice to meet up with people who have the same interest as yourself, motorcycle and video. If you want to see what we made, head over to Hestad's channel through the link in the description down below and you can see the video he made. It's been a great day in Molde and an absolutely blast to work with Hestad on this project, but now it's time for me to thank him for the hospitality, pack my bike and get going again. Since it's getting late, I'm just gonna take the fastest road from Molde to Åndalsnes, where I'm gonna set camp tonight.
This spot here, just outside Åndalsnes Centrum, is just incredible. It's a little camping spot close to the river. The only downside is that it's quite close to the main road, but I don't think that will be any issue. So I'm just gonna enjoy an evening with the nice weather, relax in the sun, make myself something good to eat later today. Yeah, cheers. Oh.
Another beautiful morning here in Åndalsnes. A little bit cold, but still the skies are clear and it looks like it's gonna be an amazing day. It's time for the first cup of coffee and I'm gonna take a stroll on the beach, just enjoy all the impressions from the river and the mountains around. I just really love this place. Today I'm going from Åndalsnes up one of the most famous gravel roads in the area before I continue towards Lesja and over Slådalsveien to Vågamo. But before I go to Vågamo, I want to go up to the Blåhø mountain and back down again where I'm going to find camp. But now it's time to get going.
So this is a dead end. There's just down to a power station, and from there on you can walk towards our famous waterfall. But when I was going over Aursjøveien the other day, I saw that there was no water in the waterfall, so there's no point going up over there. So now we're gonna head on back to where we came from, and yeah, just enjoy the scenery on the other way around. So I just arrived Vågamo. I had a really great time over the Sunndalsora. When I was taking off from the main road down, I met a Danish guy who recognized me when I was standing in the side of the road setting up my camera. He's been seeing all my videos, and he's actually going on a trip now based on my recommendation, and I think it's going up to Blåhø later today. I just ordered myself a chicken burger again. I really enjoy the chicken burger from this gas station here in Vågamo. I'm not quite sure how far I'm gonna stretch it today, because today has been a roller coaster of emotions. It's kind of like 1 second I'm homesick and miss my girlfriend and kid at home, and then the other time I just really enjoy the nature and scenic stuff and get goosebumps, and all of a sudden I'm fighting my own demons, and yeah, so it's just today has been a really strange day.
For at det her vært på den siden, så har du jo fått ja, det er åpenbart at man trenger masse da. Nei, så lenge en ikke, altså så lenge en bit oppi den selv.
It always surprised me who you end up meeting when you're sitting on the side of the road like this. Kjetil and Jon Eivind was just passing by, and I stopped and had a little chat. I met them before at Bukkerittet, and it's been a long time since I've seen them last. Kjetil had a leakage in his front fork. I think they managed to seal it up before they continued the trip down to Beitostølen. I think there is going to be some kind of adventure event or something they're going to attend. For me, I'm just going to continue up to Blåhø. I'm going to enjoy the evening weather up there. And after I've been to Blåhø, I think I'm just going to go find somewhere to camp in the area. Å, fy faen.
Godt.
Good morning. Oh, it's cold, really cold. Oh. Oh, that was good. It's incredible what a cup of warm coffee can do in the morning. Just gonna sit like this and enjoy the moment for a while before I pack up camp. I'm not quite sure where the trip is going from here on out. I have to take a look at the weather forecast and take a look at some of the routes I have stored on my GPS. It was a nice trip up to Blåhø yesterday, just to kind of finish off the day with that view.
I always appreciate coming up there just to suck all the impressions in a kind of way. And yeah, yesterday was it was a great day, but it was a little bit emotional, hard day. It's really hard to explain, but I have days like that just fluctuate a lot between good and bad emotions. So yeah, today I'm just gonna sit back, relax a little bit, enjoy the morning sun, try to see if I can dry out the tent a little bit, and then I will continue on my path. Inn I munnen, Thomas.
After a little fuel stop in Lom and eating some breakfast, I decided to go over Sognefjellet and try to capture as much of that as possible before I head down to Skjolden.
Today I'm here outside Sunndalsora. My plan yesterday was to camp in Sogndal, but they wanted to charge you 400 Norwegian kroner to pitch up a tent, and that was just unacceptable. Kind of cool to see the boat getting in the fjord here. Anyway, I'm just gonna make myself some breakfast. I'm gonna pitch down my tent, pack up my gear and get going. Tindeveien is just so incredible to ride. I'm so glad I decided to take the trip over there today. My plan was to stop at Tuttagrø and get myself a cup of coffee there and maybe eat something, but there were arriving some wedding guests there when I stopped down, so they wasn't too keen on having me standing there with the bike in front of the hotel. Åh! Faen, han er god her. Han er veldig god.
After Tindeveien, I continue my trip out Sognefjorden towards Balestrand, and I continue my trip towards Modalen, where my cabin is located. I know there's a lot of nice mountain roads in the area around where my cabin is located, so I will spend a couple of days at my cabin. I will wash up my clothes, get something good to eat, get a proper rest and dry out my tent before I continue my trip. But that will be a story for another time.